During the Great Depression of 2026, both the new government and the public are desperate for money. The California Grand Lottery launches as an answer. If someone kills the winner before sundown, they legally take the jackpot. In LA in 2030, Sean just won the lottery and crowds hunt him. He runs through streets full of shouting, knives, and anger. Sean doesn't hesitate to fight them all. He smashes a window and slips into a dark house. An old woman stares as he rips her phone away. Outside, a drone watches and streams every movement live. The man gasps for breath while the woman rises slowly. She pulls a Grand Lottery bolt gun and fires, and the woman breaks her ticket in two. The lottery team kicks down the door and confirms the death. Cameras follow her as she takes a huge check. She grins on TV while the city watches. A month later, Katie arrives in Los Angeles to try again. She stares at an Oscar keychain and counts small hopes. On the bus, she makes faces for a little girl. The girl's father mocks her daughter on the phone. Katie pretends to be a cop and steps in. She threatens social services, and the man quiets down. An old woman thanks Katie and walks away smiling. Katie notices the watch is missing from her wrist. She reads a billboard for Lewis's protection agency and wants guards. The city moves like a wound. News anchors scream about the next drawing in 18 hours. Ticket sales shatter records, and the prize is $3.6 billion. At a small apartment, Noel prepares weapons and hums a strange tune. Katie reaches the rental room and finds lies on the door. Her roommate Shadi filled the place with bad photos and noise. Shadi jokes and ignores her mother's calls without care. Shadi's boyfriend DJ acts rough and slaps Katie as a joke. The next morning, Katie wakes to wet clothes and panic. The upstairs bathroom leaked through the ceiling and ruins her outfit. She calls Shadi for help and gets a rental dress and a bill. Katie spends her savings on a cab and a cheap outfit. The driver gossips about celebrities and secret bunkers. At the audition, they charge a $400 fee to enter. Katie explains she was a child actor and paused to care for her mom. After her mother died, she wants to try again. She pulls monologue notes and finds Shadi's lottery ticket by mistake. Her thumb presses the sensor and the ticket activates instantly. It scans her face and registers her as a player in seconds. She hides the ticket and tries to perform anyway. The casting team dislikes her and boots her from the room. In the corridor, other actresses try to be kind at first. Then every ticket in the building suddenly activates with a sound. Screens flash Katie's face and the word "winner" across the lobby. Support flips into hunger in less than a breath. Actresses and workers grab props, knives, and anything sharp. A flying shoe nearly cracks Katie's skull. She ducks and uses stage fighting skills to survive. She runs upstairs and finds a self-defense class in session. Those students are trained and ready to kill for cash. They chant, "My jackpot," and attack and practice strikes. Katie slips, blocks, and makes attackers hit each other. A man grabs her ankles and hurls her through drywall. She smashes into a yoga room full of people who now strike. Blood pools on a mat, while screams echo down corridors. A hand clamps Katie's throat, and darkness gathers. Noel bursts through a skylight with brutal force. He throws attackers with military precision and settles like a wall. He tells Katie she has 5 free saves with him. After that, his protection costs 10% of the prize. Katie signs because she has no other options left. Noel fights like a mercenary who learned to care. He ties Katie to his back to shield her torso. He uses a belt as a whip and knocks enemies away. When the crowd falls silent, Katie takes his paralysis dart gun. Noel arranges unconscious bodies in safe positions so they do not choke. He explains the lottery drone posts a winner's location every 14 minutes. They must keep moving before the next broadcast reveals them again. A food truck vendor hurls a knife and they dodge together. They jump into Noel's car as alerts ping across town. An ice cream truck abandons children. Even the bus woman holds a bolt gun now. Noel teaches Katie how the game works and how crowds hunt. Katie says she and her mother avoided the news because it broke hearts. Bikers and ATVs close in, and Noel hands them helmets. A Molotov arcs and burns the car roof as they race. Noel drives into a warehouse, and wine kills the flames. Inside, bikers light new fires and trap exits with cars. Noel spins the vehicle, and a biker smashes into its side. They drive through burning corridors and dodge thrown glass and bottles. Katie begs to quit the game and leave town forever. Noel says quitting requires crossing the city limits, not just hiding nearby. A rider leaps into their car and bites Noel's arm in a fight. Noel smashes her with a mirror and tells Katie to drive. They crash through a wall to escape another Molotov. The car grinds and dies under heavy damage. Katie runs, but Noel stops her and says he will not desert her. He says he gets no money if she quits, yet he will still help her. She throws sand in his face and punches him. He resets his nose and keeps them moving anyway. A police cruiser arrives and officers aim to shoot winners on sight. Noel grabs a taser and fights them, while Katie flees to a wax museum. The guard hates the lottery and hides her among statues for safety. She calls Shadi and realizes Shadi also plays the game and betrayed her. A recorded statue announces the museum and gives away Katie's hiding place. Shadi and DJ force the guard, break in, and hunt her down. DJ slams Katie onto a desk and she throws a bottle at Shadi's head. She sands DJ's face and grabs a statue staff to defend herself. Shadi kicks her and snaps the staff in half, then beats Katie with the chunks. Katie fights back by hurling statues and props through the halls. The fight spills into a horror room full of movie masks and rubber swords. Shadi throws an axe that turns out plastic and harmless. Katie shuts the shutter, remembers Noel's first lessons, and fixes the guard so he won't choke later. Then she rolls out of the museum and escapes as the shutter slams closed. A tour guide announces her location and crowds surge again. Noel screeches in with a police cruiser and drags her inside at the last second. Katie mistrusts Noel because quitting loses him pay. They ram through traffic with a tour bus, hammering their rear. Katie remembers a taxi driver who mentioned Machine Gun Kelly's bunker. They race to the bunker and knock on the panic room door. Kelly thinks they want trouble and resists. The crowd presses the living room, and an arm wedges the door open. Noel aims to shoot the arm, but Katie fires a dart into the arm instead. The arm collapses and the panic room door seals. Inside, they watch the crowd on monitors and breathe for the first time. Katie keeps the dart gun pointed at Noel until she trusts him. She tells him about her mother and the Oscar keychain memory. Her father stole her child actor earnings and left. Noel listens and slowly gains her trust. Outside, Shadi wakes Kelly and forces him to reveal the silly password, 6969. Lewis watches from his command center and calls a phone strike favor to stop the riot. An amber alert rings in every phone around the crowd and becomes a trap. Phones detonate in bursts, burning hands like mines. People scream and clutch wounds while guards step forward. Armored cars arrive with rubber bullet guns, and guards demand Katie be turned over. They want her alive for a contract not dead. Katie forces them to bring Noel along as her protector. At Lewis's headquarters, he appears friendly and smug with grenades in his pocket. He shows a wall of winners his company saved and pockets 30% fees. Katie signs a contract after insisting Noel gets a share. Cameras show a mass outside, and Lewis says they will move her underground in decoys. Noel tells a dark past as medics stitch wounds in the safe room. He says he and Lewis were mercenaries on private missions. He left when victims proved innocent on some jobs. The mission failed, and only he and Lewis survived. He now donates his share to victims' families. Katie says her father ran with her money, and she survived on $600. An employee fits her with an old man prosthetic mask for transfer. Noel grows suspicious because the facility seems too costly to run on 30% fees. He watches Lewis smile like a man who hides a secret. Noel finally realizes Lewis plans to kill his clients after taking their cash. Lewis takes Katie and leaves Noel out of the convoy intentionally. Katie kicks Lewis in the groin to stall him. Noel breaks free, shoots guards with darts, and buys time. Decoy driverless cars roar, and Katie hides in one. Downtown, she peels off the planned route and confuses Lewis's tracking system. Social media goes wild as the drone loses the feed and fans cheer her as a rebel. She heads for the city edge before Noel calls. He says Lewis has him wounded and captive and begs her to return. Katie turns back and drives to an old theater. Lewis stands above Noel with a calm, cruel face and confesses he killed their team to keep money. He says he never liked to share with partners. With 15 minutes left, Katie takes a bolt gun and bursts onto the stage. She streams live as she threatens to take herself and deny Lewis the prize. Lewis scoffs and demands proof she will act. She pretends to bargain, then kicks him off the stage to prove her bluff. A crowd floods the theater and a brawl erupts across aisles. Noel fights while still cuffed and sings a childish tune to steady himself. Shadi appears with a katana, but Katie disarms her and knocks her out cleanly. Lewis swings an axe and nearly finishes Noel before Katie bites and throws keys to Noel. Noel frees himself and fights Lewis in brutal hand-to-hand. With minutes left, scaffolding creaks and Katie slips, hanging by one hand. She pulls her Oscar keychain and triggers a grenade she had spotted earlier. The blast kills Lewis and shakes the theater. Fans catch Katie in a giant flag as she falls. The drone records everything, and social media flips against Lewis instantly. The clock hits 0, and the lottery officials step forward. Katie refuses the camera spotlight and names Noel as partner. She promises half the prize and plans to fund free protection and training. 6 months later, Katie and Noel run charities in a free training school. They launch a center for kids with bad parents and teach stage fighting for confidence. Noel tries a Ninja Turtles pizzeria and hits copyright trouble. Then they sail away on a small private yacht. This story asks what survival costs in a desperate world. It shows how money corrupts and how courage can still change people. If you enjoyed this recap, subscribe to Epic Cinematic Recaps for more.